though, do you see things getting better or worse for the Celtics after their players-only meeting?
Oh, players-only meeting. Yes, please
Let me
do.
start with
please
this
do.
one. Let me start with this one. So if you're going to have a players-only meeting, you have it before you play the Magic. That's when you do it. You have it before you play the Magic, and you say, look, guys, we had a chat. It was emotional. We hashed it all out. We're now on the same page. We beat the Magic. Everything's going to be fine. However, their next game is against the Heat. And the Heat right now are my pick to come out of the East. And we'll see
Tell me
about
more.
the Celtics team. I know we'll get there. But right now we'll stay to the topic. Okay, look how I'm pointing in the right direction this time. And I will say that I think that this Celtics team last year showed us that not just the roster, but the chemistry, like the entire organization was broken. The effort wasn't there last year. Like this is a good team on paper, but it didn't translate to the court. And I thought bringing Ime Udoka, bring back Horford, bring in Schroeder to play the point guard. I really thought, and I tricked myself into thinking that this was going to change that. It has not changed that whatsoever. I have no faith in this Celtics team. None.
You mentioned like the leadership on this team. Okay. Like, no, I'm going to stay on the Celtics. Okay. The Heat fans love dogging the Celtics. So if you look at them, can Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum be more passing guys? Can they do what Marcus Smart's saying is pass the ball more? It might not be in their game. It might not be in their nature to look for the other guy. So that might be, consistent with what I was saying the other day. One of these guys probably has to go. And in terms of just leadership on the floor, like personality-wise, I would love to have Jaylen Brown on my team. I just don't want him to have to be the voice of my team because you don't hear it very often. And same thing with Tatum. Like those guys are quiet demeanor guys, and so they're not really the rah-rah guys. Again, that's kind of Marcus Smart's job, but he can't do that if he doesn't feel involved. So this isn't the first year where they've had issues like this. If Marcus Smart said this the other day, it wasn't because he just thought of it 2 games ago. It wasn't because, he just thought of it at the start of the year. This has been a problem. And so whether it's fixable or not, I don't know. I feel like Udoka has a tough job on his hands, but I do think that they've needed a point guard more than any of these teams that just are kind of middling a little bit and can't figure this out. They need somebody to organize them better, and really what they've had over the last 3 point guards is scoring point guards in Kyrie, Kemba, and Schroeder. Schroeder's certainly not the guy who's going to fix it all and organize them. So I think it might be a personnel thing that Brad Stevens, now that he's in that role, has to fix.
It's hilarious how we've gotten used to Schroeder being Schroeder. I mean, it's just me because the first time I heard Schroeder, I was shocked to see who he was. And now you just say it and his face pops up in my head and I'm not even surprised by it. That's weird. But through my deep NBA analysis, I know that Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are I think it's a 12.8.
12.5, I believe.
Oh, 12.5
net rating.
Net rating. Yeah, I looked it up.
Oh,
12.8.
Yeah.
See, yes, I looked it up all by myself. I didn't read it when it was on the screen a couple minutes ago. So the argument that they don't play well together is specious, I guess, at best. I think that's just people don't know what to say, so they say that.
No, they're good. Yeah. They're good enough to be better than the other team with those 2 guys on there. They're not good enough to, if those guys don't have it going, to get other people involved and make sure that the offense is still flowing.
So
with those 2 guys,
to do that. Well,
or one of them needs to sort of pull back a little bit and be more of a facilitator.
I was being somewhat sarcastic about my basketball analysis. I'll leave that to you. But as far as players-only meetings are concerned, I know a lot about those, and I know they never work. And I can't imagine a league where it would work less than in the NBA. And I'll check with you guys on this one. But the more I learn about NBA and NBA teams and NBA players, it seems like they are a team of teams, if that makes sense. So everyone has a team outside of the building. Like all the people that work for them is like their team. And that to me feels like the team that, and it's not being judgmental of the, go ahead, 20 seconds.
You call them a team of teams? Is that what you just did?
Yeah, I went for a team of teams.
A team of teams?
Yeah. Can I finish my analysis first before you poop on it?
Can we go ahead and
you can't.
just also announce that this doesn't exist anymore?
Yeah.
This isn't really all.
A team of teams? That's one of those things that's so dumb that it sounds smart, which is a great move by you.
Isn't that
But continue.
I stole it from General Petraeus. Oh no, not him, the other one. He had a book.
It sounds like a meeting within a meeting on Microsoft Teams.
The point is, now, see if I can take my stupid comment and make it sound smart. Because you can say something stupid. If you follow it up with good support, then you're good. So here we go. So outside of the building, they have their own team, and they are more loyal in many cases to that team that they have in the building. Then when you come in and you have this players-only meeting, it doesn't feel like that you can get through to everyone, because then you leave and you go back to your real team and you all talk about how everyone else in there is not doing their job. And that's something that I always remember from being on sports teams in my younger age. As you get older and it gets less of a team and more of a business. But when you're young, you actually feel like there's nobody else on your team but the people in that room. And in that case, maybe a players-only meeting actually works, because those are the only voices that matter. Those are the only people there's no media coverage, so no one else knows about what's happening but the people in that room. The tough thing about this is after you leave the building, you got all the people that are around you that make you the player that you are, that's telling you all the things that you want to hear, but not the things that you need to hear. So it kind of nullifies the players-only meeting. Did I work it?
So what comes out of this one? No, it's there. It's
just
there.
Don't call it Team of Teams. I'm talking to Jacoby. He says he hated it the most. So what can I call it? If it's good analysis, but it's a bad name, what do I call it?
No, you saved it. You totally saved the Team of Teams thing. But I will say that happiness is a function of expectations, right? And this is, you have Tatum and Brown, these young stars. They go to the Eastern Conference Finals, and then they go again, and then Boston says max deals for everybody, and then the expectations rise. These are two young stars, max players. We should be going back to the Eastern Conference Finals. We should be going to the finals, and then that builds pressure. And the Kyrie Irving thing is really the inflection point with this franchise.
What comes out of that locker room then? Because I imagine if they just went in there and said, oh, okay, if Jalen and Jason just need to pass more, cool, we'll pass more, we'll be great. No, they're going to say to themselves, hey, I'm the scorer on this team. If you're going to go out and score 25, fine, I'll look for you. But maybe you guys need to look, So I just don't see them coming out of this meeting and saying, oh, everything's great. We have readjusted how we are going to play or who's doing what. You're not. You're just kind of, again, messing with or settling the expectations on the team.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.